aka Simstress here, and welcome to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we are building a trailer, caravan slash tiny house on wheels thing. I've taken a lot of inspiration from a Sims speed builder who I adore greatly called Miss Griffey. She built this amazing tiny house on wheels, and I thought I want to do that, but I want to make it like a proper caravan. Hers was like a literal tiny house on wheels, but I wanted to make this more like an actual trailer slash caravan. But obviously it is on wheels, but I made it look very settled into the land. So I'm imagining this person probably has done a lot of travelling, this sim, done a lot of travelling and has now decided to, settle down in Newcrest. We are on a 30 by 20 lot in, no, we're not in Newcrest, we're in Willow Creek. Oh my god, I never build in Willow Creek, so I've completely forgot. Yeah, we are in Willow Creek. On a 30 by 20 lot, there's a lot of room for outdoor activity on this lot, and the majority of this video is not the trailer itself, but it's actually the exterior and the landscaping, which I had so much fun with. I used a lot of debug items, which the cheat has been like a thing for quite a while now, but I've not really had a chance to properly play with it because I've not done a build in a while that has called for me to play with debug a lot, but I finally got to do it in this build and I was so happy. And you'll see already there's quite a few things on the lot that are debug related. So the story that I was going for with this trailer is that this sim's done a lot of travelling and they've decided to settle down now in Willow Creek. So they've parked up their trailer, they've on this plot of land that they've bought. It's a very permanent thing. You'll see by all the foliage and the plants that I place around that this trailer has evidently not moved in a while, but it used to be very mobile and they used to travel around all the time, go everywhere, but right now they are stationary in Willow Creek, living their best life on this tiny little lot. And I just love it. I think this build came out so pretty. I did not expect it to go this well, but it did. I will link Miss Griffey's video down in the description below, and you will be able to go and watch that and see where I got all my inspiration from, because hers is gorgeous as well. Like, oh my gosh, absolutely beautiful. And I thank her greatly for giving me this idea because I'm so proud of this build. As much as it is definitely not an original idea of mine, I will not begin to claim it. Like I said, it is very much her idea and I have taken heavy inspiration from it. I am so proud with how my version turned out, so yeah. Anyway, so we're in the kitchen. I kind of imagined this sim is a very artsy sim, a bit of a hippie, I guess you could say, and they like traveling around doing all this cool stuff with their life, and now they finally decided to sort of make a permanent home here, but they're not losing their artistic traveling sim roots, if you get me. And the house is very much an amalgamation of big bold patterns like you can see on the wallpaper, and nice colours. Like obviously I was able to use this blue swatch in the kitchen, which I think is really nice. Just this house is it's so nice. Now I've not furnished it like a proper caravan. I used to have a caravan. Well, I didn't have a caravan. My family had a caravan when I was younger, and we've actually not had it for very long. We had the caravan for a very long time, and it was a big part of my childhood going away in this caravan. And I can tell you for certain that the inside of this is not like the inside of a proper caravan. It is definitely more along the lines of a static caravan, or a trailer as you Americans would call it. So it's not like an actual mobile caravan that we had, because ours was very much it was a lot smaller than this, and it was on wheels and you just dragged it around the country pretty much. But this is definitely more like a static caravan or a trailer home that you see in American TV shows and things like that. This is definitely more along those lines, but it is also based on kind of what I know from my childhood of having this caravan that we went around in and travelled in, and it was just, yeah. Anyway, So I'll actually go start talking about the build now because I've just sort of rambled for ages. But I'm just cluttering up the kitchen at the moment. I thought if you live in this tiny little space, you're gonna have clutter literally everywhere. So that's what I went for. Also, the rug in the living room, um, that is one of the things that just sort of shows like how travelled this sim is. Like this sim has been to all of these places, and their house is very much a collection of things that they've got from different places that they've been. And that rug is like what I imagine that rug is like one of those pieces that this sim has picked up on their travels, and that is just in the house. It doesn't really go with the house. Like the living kitchen area is very much it's very muted tones. You know, it's very pastel colours and a big bold print on the wall and everything. The rug just doesn't go with any of that, but it's something that they have in their house because they've collected it when they've been travelling. So that's my justification for that. Anyway, into the bathroom. The bathroom is very simple. The bathroom is just this tiny 3x2 bathroom. Had a bit of trouble with that soap dispenser apparently. Oh yeah, because it's on that sink from Outdoor Retreat. There isn't like a flat surface to put that on. So, and I tried these hanging lights on the outside. I thought they didn't look great, but I kind of wanted to put them there because how cute would that be? Having fairy lights just hanging all over your trailer. Like if you're permanently settling down there, I feel like that would be something you could do, and it'd be really cool. Anyway, moving into the bedroom. I really like this bedroom. I was going to use this camp bed from Outdoor Retreat, and then I decided to put in a permanent bed. And I'm feeling like this person probably built a lot of their furniture that they have, and I felt like that, like the side table that I've used there and the bed, I felt like they looked very handcrafted, like someone, like this sim had actually just built them. So this trailer is built for one sim because it is obviously it is a double bed, but it is pushed against the wall, and the like weird scooty over thing that you could do in the Sims just doesn't work anymore. At least it doesn't work for me. I can't get it to work, and I know other people can't either. So this place is built for one sim, but if you slightly tweaked the orientation of the bedroom, you could probably get two sims in that bed, or you could swap the double bed out for two single beds and then have two sims living in there. If you put the single bed against the wall where the bed is now, pushed up the wardrobe and the bedside table and put another single bed at the other end, that could work maybe. I don't know. But if you mess around with the orientation of the bedroom a little bit, you could definitely convert this for two sims. But I just put it for one because I thought that made a lot of sense. And I pictured this sim as well to be very into like hosting people, like having like garden parties and things like that. Now that they've settled down, you know, they're a very social sim, I feel like, and you know, they like traveling and adventuring, but they also like making new friends and meeting new people, and I feel like they're very up for having garden parties and picnics and things at their house. Anyway, moving on to the exterior now. I think we're done with the interior. I don't think I put anything else in the interior. So this is what I mean about like this caravan is obviously not moved for a while. Like this person has literally put up fence posts. They've been like settled here that long. So I feel like this is like the final settling place for this sim. Like they've had their adventures, they've been there, done that, and now they're, you know, getting on with life, settling down, trying to get a more permanent sort of foothold in the world, I guess, the world of Willow Creek. Also that little like what's it called, wheelbarrow. Oh, I've really struggled to think of the word wheelbarrow then, but that wheelbarrow with those flowers in I thought fit perfectly here because again, it's one of those things. It looks like a handcrafted wheelbarrow, and it also it's sort of like they're using anything they can and just like planting flowers in it and stuff like that. Anyway, that cut you saw there was just literally me going into like outdoor activities and pulling out everything that I wanted to use in the garden. So I pulled out like a grill, the horseshoe throwing thing, the flower arranging table, and the beehive thingy, and the fire pit and everything. Just things that I thought would go nicely in the garden. It took me a while to pick a tree for this back corner, but eventually I settled on that pink one. There's a lot of trees on this lot. There's also a lot of tree stumps. I used the tree stump chair from Outdoor Retreat to make it look like there'd been more trees on this lot, but they cut a few of them down. And then used the wood obviously to like build things in the garden. I thought that was a really cool idea and a really cool way to like tie in the little tree stumps. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. Also, you may notice the pond. The pond is quite, oh yeah, I tried to place a tent down because I was like, maybe sometimes the sim decides they want to sleep outside, so they go and sleep outside in their tent, but then I tried to fit it in there, and I tried to fit it in near the fire pit later on, but it just didn't work. I wanted to put it in, but it just didn't work, so unfortunately, we took that away. But yeah, anyway, back to the pond. So the pond is kind of like a central thing. That was something that I definitely knew I wanted on this lot. And then I found that like canoe boat thing in the debug menu, and I was like, I want to use this too, but like this pond is really small, and if you size the pond up, it does weird things with the water. I mean, when you zoom out on this lot, like, or zoom in there like that, the water kind of spills over the pond because it's a little bit glitchy because it is a debug item. So sizing it up is not great. And I know there is another pond in debug, but it's got muckier water and it's just not as nice, and it was a little bit too big, I think, for the space that I had. So I've put the boat on the pond. I mean, there's not very far, like you can't boat very far, but I just thought it was a nice decoration. Anyway, here's those tree stumps that I was talking about, placing them around. Also a little garden area over here, and those like path stone things, that is another thing that was greatly inspired by Miss Griffey. I think she used those in her own version of this, and I don't know what it is about those path stones, but I'm kind of obsessed with them now. I really love them. I know people tend to use, there's some like rugs, I think they're rugs from Get Together, and I think they're from Get Together, and people use them all the time as like stone, like pathway stones, but I don't have Get Together, so I have never been able to use those, so I was actually so glad to find those. Like, I didn't know they existed until I watched Miss Griffey's video, and I was like, oh my god, I need them. So now I use them all the time, and I've used them twice in this build already, obviously. So anyway, here's the little fire pit area. I love the little fire pit area. I think that'll be the main like thing. Like, the sim invites their friends over all of the time for like campfires and bonfires and things like that. I just thought that was such a good idea. Also, the little horseshoe throw thing, I wanted to include that because I thought that would be really cool. And it looks like a handcrafted thing. Like, it looks like something that this sim has built. Also, I don't think I've talked about this yet, but the washing line, I really like that washing line. I was just scrolling through the debug menu and I was like, oh my god, there's a washing line here. But that makes perfect sense for a caravan, because obviously you're not going to have a washer or a dryer in your caravan, but you would have a washing line, right? Like, that makes sense. I don't have laundry stuff pack either, but if I did, I would have included the like little like hand washing basin thingy that they have in that. And then, yeah, that tree as well over the truck, I thought that tree was perfect because it looks like the perfect place to park a truck, does it not? Anyway, I think we're coming very close to the end of this video now. The screenshots are coming up very, very, very soon. Oh yeah, I placed an easel because I totally forgot the easel. I was like, oh my god, I've forgotten the easel, and my story for this sim was that they're an artist. Anyway, this just looks so pretty. Oh yeah, I added a guitar next to the campfire as well, which is really cute. Anyway, oh, it's so nice. The landscaping in the garden area on this build is just so nice, and I really like the exterior of the caravan itself, like the pale blue. Love it. Anyway, there's Patchy, the little scarecrow looking over the garden. There's the easel that I added in over there next to the pond. Thought that was a really cute place for it. Another picture of that. I took so many screenshots of this build. It's ridiculous. Anyway, here's the kitchen and the living dining room area. And then, yeah, there's a living dining room area. And I think next we look at, yeah, the hallway. There's a little dining table. I have playtested all of this, by the way. It does all work. Everything is good, fine, what have you. Everything works. It's Gucci. Anyway, I'm gonna say goodbye. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below what you think of this build. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!